What's up, guys? Eric here as always, and I'm finally joined by a special guest, my boy Drew. Rarity Games here to bring you all the news and all the shit we've been playing, all the fun stuff. So what you been up to lately, Drew?
Been playing a shit ton of Brawlhalla.
Yeah. Yeah, as we just said in the moment that we recorded a second ago, but messed up. Joey and Diamond been playing a whole lot of that with you too. You said you've been killing it.
I don't know, man. I love that game so much. I want everybody to play that shit.
Dude, it is like the prime version of Super Smash Brothers.
It doesn't have all the characters Super Smash Brothers does, but it's free and it's got better controls.
Yeah, I was gonna say overall,
the competitive play gives you like an itch. So you can get better at the controls because that's not ever going to change.
Yeah,
it's
that's
too good.
Facts.
Dude, it's too good.
The way that game feels is so clean. Super Smash Brothers has those weird things that each character has a very different way of feeling. Whereas Brawlhalla is like you are on a level playing field no matter what.
Yeah, and no matter any weapon too.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Even when you're unarmed, basically it's all about stats and how you can use those weapons. If you get good at the neutral airs, if you get good at stall signatures in the air.
Dude, yeah, you're nuts with that.
There's so many different options that aren't in Super Smash Brothers. It makes it a more interesting fighting game.
Yeah, the 100%. Dashes, getting back on the wall and stuff. Like, you really gotta knock your boy out. Like, if you guys haven't checked out Brawlhalla and you're a fan of Smash, like, do that.
Yeah,
especially
I 100% recommend that.
But yeah, especially if you're on a budget, it's great, and it's on everything. It's on all platforms.
And I believe it's cross-platform too.
Is it now?
Yeah, I believe so.
Ooh.
But I think just because Brawlhalla servers are completely different or separate from everything.
Yeah, like Epic does and everything. Yeah, that's cool.
Because it's just Mammoth Games. I don't know what other games they produce. To be honest with you, it's just that game company.
I'm sure they have a few other under their belt, but either way, maybe they just wanted a perfect version of Smash, like a competitive version.
I mean, there's tournaments once every season, and then tournaments in between that are all professional with big payouts. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
you can get a career almost out of it.
Yeah,
if you tried really.
You gotta try hard. Monster people in there, and you're saying dude. Like you've been like hitting gold rank and stuff, and you just platinumed it. You just platinum trophied that Brawlhalla. My man got his first platinum. He finally held one out and got it. That's awesome. Yeah, but not to kill Super Smash Brothers at all, or talk bad on them.
I own all of them.
That is incredible. Like Super Smash Brothers is great, and that's the reason this game exists. But this game is meant to be like more of a level playing field competitive version of that, and like with fun random characters, like, and they're even bringing in a few from movies and other games. So
dude,
like Rayman
are fire at this point. Like I have Lord Vrax, the one character.
Yeah,
it's Princess Bubblegum.
They did Adventure Time. That's right.
Dude, John Cena.
Remember that.
John Cena's awesome. In that game.
John Cena's
Hattori.
I could just see his big head right now in my head. Funny. He's just like almost looks like Jay Leno with a huge chin. Like, oh, that's great.
They got John Cena, they got The Rock, and then some other new wrestlers I don't know.
That's pretty cool. That was a good move on WWE's part.
They got Hellboy and
you know who's doing that is Xavier Woods from wrestling. I don't know if you're familiar with wrestling at all, but he's really into gaming and he's working with WWE. He's on kindafunny.com.
Dude, he's the dude. He's the other guy that's a character in that game.
There you go. It's him. He's the one working on it behind the scenes with WWE. He is a wrestler for the New Day and he loves gaming. He has his own YouTube channel. He's always with Kinda Funny and other people. And so he's been like trying to put WWE in other video games, like, because they all like the same world anyway. So why not? He said he has everyone in the back before they go out to shows, and they're all on their Switch. Like, they're right before they're out playing. Like, all the wrestlers are in their back going hard and on their Switches. Like, that's awesome.
It is. It's super awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting that you said that. It just clicked in my head. I was like, oh, he's actually accomplishing his goal. That's awesome. Like,
so, like, is there any other game? Because the only one I know about is Brawlhalla.
Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you. But he said he was trying to work like WWE into other game franchises because like he just felt like that was a perfect match, like, you know what
dude,
I mean?
And that's the perfect game for it. I mean, like, what they did was they took those characters, and what they do for those fancy skins is they change the signatures that are normally for that character and like completely change the graphics. For
Yeah,
it, you know what I'm saying?
I think that's
so like John
awesome.
Cena's bouncing off like tight ropes when Hattori would normally go into a cloud of smoke.
Yeah, I remember the Hellboy ones and stuff, like it throws in all the fire and stuff like that, and like
It's
he already
super
has
cool.
guns on that character, so it just works, like, and the fists, like, it's just so cool. I that is really legit how they did that game, and now it's branching out. Because I remember when we first started playing
they gotta be making money. I mean, they're sponsored all over the place.
Yep. And they had microtransactions out the ass because it's a free game, so that's how they're making their pennies. Yeah, I know you are. You bought everything in that. But
not everything, not yet.
Not yet. I'm getting there. Not at the rate they're adding stuff. I'll get there,
up, dude.
Right.
300 mammoth coins is like, I don't know. It's like a Fortnite skin. You know how
Yeah,
like,
no,
if you bought one separately, it'd be like $10.
Yeah, I personally, for free games, I think microtransactions are 110% justified. Like 110%. I know people hate it. Some people hate it. Like with the whole Battlefront 2 thing, like that was a very different story.
They changed it. They had to change it.
The pay to win thing and all that, like, yeah, I get it, but I bugs me when people freak out about microtransactions for some games. Like I was just playing Crash yesterday with Dan talking about this, and people were like kind of frustrated that after the release they didn't have anything, and then like a couple months in when they added the Grand Prix, then they had microtransactions and random stuff starts popping up. People are getting frustrated. I'm like, why? You can still earn everything. Like, why are you mad? Like, it's a $30 or $40 game, and they gotta make money if they want to keep bringing you free content. They're giving us free levels, free characters, everything, but you just have to unlock it through coins or through the challenges. Like,
so you can get it separate from money, though, right?
Yeah, you don't have to pay. It takes a little while, of course.
Yeah, like grind.
But so it just, I don't know. I support the shit out of devs making money.
Well, like I would only like I don't like to see a game where you just paid $60 and in order to get cool stuff, or you can pay to progress. Like if it's pay to progress, that's not okay, especially for a game that you played.
Yeah.
Even a free game, you're kind of taking that away from the challenge, but it's a free game, so it's understandable.
Yeah, and some kids are never going to be good enough to beat, like, certain competitive people in the game. Like, they're trying to get up in the ranks to unlock certain things. They can't. So it'd be nice if their mom, they really want that one skin, their mom can give them that $5 to get the skin. Like you got to think in the broader picture of it, you know? Yeah. That's my opinion of it. I enjoy it. Some cases it sucks, but I think microtransactions are great.
It's a big difference between Brawlhalla because you can't earn those mammoth coins. Like if you want your characters to look cool,
you need to.
You just need to buy money.
There is unlockable stuff too, though.
But it's like you're talking about like I don't know, a different color.
Yeah.
Or like, but if you want to get John Cena, you're putting money into the game.
Yeah.
There's no other way to earn that.
But again,
I appreciate that though. It's free. It's free. Everybody play it.
That's why it's justified, in my opinion. But what else you been playing?
I'm playing World of Warcraft.
You said classic, right?
Yes. World of Warcraft classic.
So
it's fun. It's fun. It's difficult. It's difficult by yourself though. Especially because I don't have like a group of people. Like I do, but
is Jay on?
Yeah, but
I figure it's Jay. He's gonna play so much.
He's gonna play like once every other month or something like that.
Ah, he's like, I'm here.
And a couple other people have been playing it, but I've basically been playing it by myself. And you can get pretty far, but you have to constantly be talking to other people in the game.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's set up the same way as the original game, the same glitches, literally everything.
What?
And they're releasing like the same schedule of content as the original release as well.
That's kind of awesome.
It is. I think they're like tweaking them a little bit so it runs a little bit better. But
yeah,
like as it goes, but they're like all the end game will be the same, all the side missions will be the same. There's nothing actually splitting different.
That's fucking awesome. I was gonna say, like, were you playing WoW recently, like regular WoW before this came out?
Yeah, I kind of like prepped for it a little bit.
Okay, so the way you feel and the contrast of the games, like, is it better, more simple, or is it better with everything to do and more complicated?
Honestly, like, I've enjoyed playing WoW Classic a little bit more than regular WoW because it is more complicated. You don't just run around and go, okay, there's an exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Let me get a bunch of quests, and then I gotta follow the dots. Kill. With WoW Classic, they give you a quest, and then you have to read it, and then open the map, and then go to where it says
it's a little more explorative.
Yeah,
and stuff,
you're not you're not just point A, point B. I mean, it is like that, but you get a little bit more invested in it.
It's not objective goal. Goal. It's like objective.
You
learn about the objective. Figure out the situation. Grab the right tools to get the job done, and then go do it. Like, yeah, that's the kind of stuff I enjoy.
It's a super cheap thing to do. I mean, like, if you don't play that many other games, and you have a $15 a month subscription, that's the cost of it. Like, it's free with a regular World of Warcraft account. So you'll get World of Warcraft all the way up to Battle of Azeroth. Then you got to pay for that expansion if you wanted to do that. But you also get WoW Classic, so you don't even have to play that.
That's kind of clutch.
And it's all in the same price. So it's like they just want to do, I guess...
Restart.
It's definitely not thinning the servers for WoW regular, but that was a big issue on launch.
Oh, overloading?
It was on... Dude,
everybody was talking about it.
I kept my laptop open the first day, and it was about 6 hours to get into my preset character. 6 hours.
Wow.
Dude, 6 hours of waiting.
I did hear long wait times. I didn't know they were like that.
They were like that, dude. I started watching TV, doing other things, and just left it open because maybe eventually I'll get in.
Yeah, recently we dealt with that with Dauntless, but Dauntless wasn't even that
Dauntless
bad.
has been on point, though. I did hop back in that game a little bit.
I've been thinking about hitting you up about that.
Dude, it's really...
I've been waiting for the build up, and I gotta
release. What do I remember seeing? There's a whole, like, it's not like ranked, but like weekly challenges with weekly monsters and things like that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Specific things.
And I'm sure there's a ton of new stuff.
There really is.
It's gonna be great.
I don't know. I don't remember how far you got, but I got all the way
at that
the
point.
Game.
Yeah, I was right getting to the hardest stuff where I'm leveling up my armor all the way and stuff. I passed that. I think I got.
So like I think it's 500.
Yeah, I'm at almost. I think I'm at like 490 or something like that. Like I'm like right at that point where I can fight some of those hard bosses, but can't kill them all yet. I think that's where I'm at.
The game is so crazy. I do want to hop back in. I try to get Joey to hop back in it, and he.
Meh.
Well, no, he just got his ass pounded by a boss.
Oh, he hopped in, got wrecked. And
wrecked, and he was like, "I'm not playing this game."
Why? Like, why? Dude, that's how the game works. You need to get better.
He wasn't just prepared for it. Like, I played it for a little bit, so I kind of got used to it. But like, I don't know. He walked in and came out. So I would be playing by myself, and it's hard because in the end game, you gotta get.
Let me know. I still gotta download it.
You gotta get these elemental gems, right? And the only way to get to elemental Fury Tail or the elemental horns or anything like that is that you have to get a squad of 4 people that all have to communicate, and you have to hit that like a tail off within 2 minutes, and then you have a chance of getting it.
Yo, I forgot we built like a Husky guild in that too.
Yeah, we gotta. They're not really active.
No, I bet not. We totally just left them behind. But I'm sure if we pick up new people, they'll be more active. Oh, yeah. So I'm definitely down to hop back in that.
Because it's just that at the point that I'm at, you need 4 people talking because I'm what do I run? I run the hammer, so I'm good at breaking. And you need 2 people with piercing, and then another like an axe or something like that, or like the charge or whatever that charge spear is.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, and then you can shoot after. Yeah,
just so you can have breaking.
You need a little bit of everything.
Damage, bleeding damage, and then piercing damage all at one time so that it cuts it off in under 2 minutes. And you're just not doing that. It's what I'm saying, and it has to be a grind that you guys do to even get.
Yeah, I know. I can understand what to expect from it now, and it's kind of awesome though. Like I'm interested to see how that goes now when we hop in there.
It's a tactical monster hunting game.
I know. It's awesome. Yeah. That's another free game, guys. If you have not checked out Dauntless, please go check out Dauntless. Like, that game is so good. It's very much like Monster Hunter on like a more easy to get through scale, especially in the beginning. Like, it's very simple, and then it gets super complicated. It starts to ramp up at the end. Like,
it's real fast paced too.
Yeah, you hop in, kill a monster, hop out, kill a monster, hop in. Like, it's great. It's definitely a fast paced game comparatively to Monster Hunter, because Monster Hunter can be like, I'm gonna fight this lizard again. Okay.
Well, they're a lot more complicated fights in When you're in between fights in Dauntless, you sprint to one area, you sprint to the next area while you're loading into your next fight.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's a huge difference. Like I love the fast pacedness of that game.
It's an arcadey feel instead of like a really big RPG feel.
Yep, I love it. I definitely want to hop back in that one. I've been still grinding in Control. I'm getting there. I think I'm getting closer to the end of that game. I can't wait to get to the end of that.
You ever get that feeling when you're getting really close to the end of the game and you're like, I want to stop playing it because I don't want to see the end, but I really want to see the end.
Yes. So many times, especially good single player games. Like God of War gave me that feeling. I was so disappointed when God of War ended because I thought there was so much more to come after that fight. It felt like a good ending, but I was like, really? That was it? Like, I just beat it?
I mean, there is an end game to it, but it's not like...
Doesn't grasp you.
It's just fights.
Yeah, the Valkyries are great. Like, yeah, but like, I wanted more to that story so bad. Especially I had no idea it was ending. Yeah, dude. Oh my god, I can't wait for the next God of War. That's gonna be great. Horizon did that to me a little bit, which I'm disappointed in myself because I still haven't picked up the DLC for that. I really need to do that because I loved that game. It's only like $10.
I know, and I still have yet to play it.
Yeah, I'm so disappointed in you for that. Like, even Dan almost beat that game, and he don't play shit half the time. Like, Joey loved it too. Joey loved that game.
Yeah, well, I mean,
a lot of people.
Everybody's loved that game.
Good point.
That shit has spawned what God of War turned into, I believe. And I didn't even play it. Like, that open worldness, that feel, that original third person kind of feel.
Speaking of exclusives, have you beaten Last of Us, the original? Mm-hmm. I'm disappointed in myself for that one. I still haven't, dude. I'm more than halfway through it, and with all the news coming out about Last of Us 2, and I've been talking about it, and I'm excited for it, and I know some crazy twist happened at the end of the game, and I don't know what it is, and everybody keeps hinting towards it, and I'm like, I want to play this game now, because
It's worth it, dude. It'll always be worth it to play that game.
I know, and I have it right there. I have it, and they're giving it to us next month for free, too. I called that so hard, dude. I called it so hard. I literally told, my boy was like, so what do you think they're going to get at work? He's like, what do you think they're going to give us next month? I was like, probably something half decent, because we got Batman and Darksiders 3 this month, which are great games, so we're gonna get something half decent, and then based off of the state of play coming and the Last of Us 2 news, we're gonna get Last of Us 2 Last of Us Remastered. And he was like, oh, for real? That's what's up. I already got it. And then next day they announced it. I was like, ha! I knew it. And it was MLB The Show 19's the other game, so it's great, but it's a half decent. Like, the new MLB's coming out very soon.
I haven't played a baseball game.
Right?
I don't even know how long.
I don't think I will either. I don't know that I will.
I don't know if I will either. I mean, I'll own it, but...
There's just so many games that I can't... Like, I just can't bring myself to go play basketball or baseball or anything.
It's a different breed of gamer, too.
Yeah, it's not...
Because, like, if you're playing baseball...
Sorry, not my world.
Yeah, like, if you're playing baseball games, more than likely you like FIFA and you like Madden and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're bad games. They're just not.
They're great games now.
They don't tickle my fancy, really.
No.
Like, I'll get down with Madden occasionally, but...
Yeah, it's usually with somebody that gets down with Madden hard, like, or not so much of a gamer person, where they're like, oh, I mean, I'll play some Madden or some Call of Duty or something. Like, that's that.
And the downside about those games is how, like, fast they drop in value the next year. So, like, you could buy 2017 right now for $3 or $5 or something like that.
And it's like the same game coming out over and over again with
a
couple tweaks
and, like, I don't know.
That's just how it is. And that's why we love our single player story games and our epic, massive multiplayer online games. That's why
it's like a different type of gamer.
Oh, 100%.
100%, dude.
Yeah. I like oh my god, I'm drawing a blank on what I was going to talk about with that, but the Call of Duty beta, you checked that out with me.
Oh, it was slamming.
Speaking of Call of Duty, yeah, I was very surprised by that. I think I mentioned it in the last podcast we did, but I'm very pleased with that. I got to release some of the footage I have of there because, like, I was dropping 20, 30 kills a game and, like, having so much fun with Column the one night. So how do you think you're gonna get into it, or?
I mean, I don't know if I'll buy it right off the gate.
That's where I'm at.
But it felt really good.
I feel you, dude. I'm like right in the middle with it. I can't decide.
Because it looked really good and it felt really, really good.
Very much so.
Like, it was comfortable. Even the recoil on the guns, it didn't feel like a beta. Like, the only thing that really felt like a beta was the problems that it had with, like, loading into the game.
That one or two times. Which was not a big deal.
Yeah.
We reset, and
there was
it was
no
fine.
lag, completely cross-platform, separate friends on an Activision account, and
I was surprised about that.
To my PlayStation, I hooked up my keyboard and mouse. And
So you're typing?
No, you could play the game like that.
Yeah, that's right, because I turned it on PlayStation only for a minute, and then I saw in the lobby feed that there was somebody on keyboard and mouse. And I was like, oh, cool, you can just do that. So how was it? Did you like it playing like that? Were you playing with me like that? You just didn't even say nothing. You were like, I'm just going to try it. Fuck it.
Because I have it there, you know? Like, I like to play a lot of different types of computer games, and so I have that stuff right there. And it just, they're both USB. I mean, they're not like the craziest mouse and keyboard. Like, I was using like a Mac one, but I like the way those keys feel.
Yeah.
And then it was a relatively nice mouse.
Yeah, I need to.
But it feels good. Like, it's, I don't know. I'm a little bit more accurate.
Yeah,
with just a mouse. You know what I mean?
Of course. That's what I was saying when I was getting competitively into like Apex and Fortnite and shit. Like, I want to learn mouse and keyboard because a little more. Like, I know how to do it. I know how to play, but I don't. There's no way in hell I'm that fast or that good compared to how I am on controller. Like, especially with all the time I put into controller games and stuff. So, like, that wrist movement is like it's just another dimension. Like, you can snap to where you want to be every time, where your thumb is like, our thumbs are pretty accurate after all these years of playing games, and mine still sucks sometimes, still not right. Yeah. Like, it's still not, like, you play on slower sensitivities. Like, slow. I taught myself how to go faster, and it's like there's reasons to do both, and because of the way we play with our thumb, and it's like,
with the mouse,
it's so hard.
The mouse, I have like a higher sensitivity for it because
you can.
It's just. I like, okay, I want to go where my eyes are, ping, and then you're there.
Mm-hmm.
Right click for aim, right click for aim, left click to shoot. It's too good. It's just too much for. I don't know. I prefer that. I was so happy to see it as an option.
Just there.
You know what I mean?
It has been in the past, but for beta, just bang. No, they were. It was slowly crawling out, and some games had it, some didn't. It was weird, but. Yeah, I mean, like, Fortnite had it. They had it. I think one of the Call of Duties in the past had it, too. Like, 360 started doing it a while ago, but I never got into it because I wasn't as good enough with it, so I wouldn't know exactly what games had it. So I'm trash on PC compared to controller.
Like, I had, like, I don't know, I got into computer gaming when I was really young. I had, like, a nice XPS in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Early 2000s.
Yeah. I was
playing
into
Call
younger.
of Duty and Call of Duty 2. And
Were you? Oh,
yes,
okay. See,
dude.
yeah, I never played too many shooter games. Like, I played, like, Battlefront, I'm pretty sure, on the PC. I played, like, StarCraft, and mostly strategy games, and, like, Road Rash, and, like, a couple games like that, but I never got into shooting games on the PC. So that quick, jumpy movement on PC, I never learned it.
Dude, that's kind of why I have to go slow, because my thumbs... For some reason, I played... How many different Call of Duty games have I played with you? And it's hard for me to break out. Like, I try. I go to 6 sometimes, and I'm even comfortable at 5 on Apex.
Mm-hmm.
But in that Call of Duty game, I tried to go higher, and then I went right back to medium. I couldn't do it. And then I killed it. And then I was killing it.
Yeah, dude, it's funny because, like, I get both sides of it, because Dan's the one who showed me more of the faster shit, like, a long time ago, and I got way more into it. And then when we were playing Apex, I kept having issues shooting, and I was talking to you about sensitivity situation, and I ended up dropping mine. And, like, the combination of the aiming down sights and the regular sensitivity, and, like, being able to mix and match them, make one slower, makes one faster. So, like, I found that sweet spot, and it ended up being more on the slower side, and I was able to use, like, the aim assisting and stuff to be more snappy. Like, pull out, I can move really fast. When I zoom in, it slows down a little bit, and, like, it helped me a lot, actually. It depends on the game and the speed of the game.
It definitely does,
because you can counter the speed in Apex with the sensitivity, so you can slow down the sensitivity and use your body more to turn and move quicker. And where Call of Duty, you can't do that. You need to go faster because you're stuck in place. You know what I mean? It's a very different game.
Yeah, and they almost added settings, because I was checking out their aim down settings, and they have completely separate ones for sniper rifles, long range, short range, medium range scopes.
Yeah,
like that's really cool.
I thought that was awesome. Yeah, I was messing with
because
that
like
too.
not many people really do that. Like it's just aim down sights or not. And like if you're using a 10 times sniper rifle, it shouldn't be going the same speed as an ACOG sight.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We were. I was talking about that before, and it's great. It's so much better. Like I love when they do that. And like me and Dan were playing, and he was messing with the. He'd be messing with the sniper, and he had it like regular for a while, and he could not land any quick scopes properly. And then I was like, "Yo, dude, you got to change your aim down sight speed." And he's like, "Oh, okay." Tweaked it. Whap, whap, whap. He was hitting like every other shot now. I was like, "Yeah, nice." Like big difference, dude. It changes the whole thing. Like, so we completely ran away from WoW Classic too. We just started talking. It just ran away from it.
It's alright, dude.
No, but it is interesting to hear about how you prefer that overall. Like
Well, WoW Classic over WoW.
yeah. So I got into WoW a little bit when I was younger. I bought a subscription for like a couple months. I enjoyed it for like, and that was essentially WoW Classic. Like, it might have been like the first expansion or something like that. But it was
like I stopped playing. I forget
great.
Mists of Pandoria or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I stopped playing.
Right.
And when the initial release happened.
Yeah.
And that's like the second expansion.
I couldn't tell you. I never got far enough.
Them, dude.
Dude, it like. That's what I was saying. Like, you're one of the few people I even know that even dabble in the PC world right now. Like, most of my friends all mess with consoles. It's the easier way to do it, and
it's easy.
Yeah,
and I mean, I can't blame them for being PlayStation players because I mean the exclusives, dude.
Even before that, it was the move, man.
Yeah,
there was a certain energy that PlayStation had this time, and them coming out saying, "Oh, we got a paid for subscription service this time too." That was what brought me over, and it sounds stupid. It's like, oh, you want to pay money? Like, no, the reason Xbox 360 did way better is because they had a paid-for service.
Yeah.
Because they could upgrade their OS. They had people they were paying with that money to build up their system better and better every fucking time and pay Call of Duty for exclusive deals and da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, that's why Xbox, what was that, the 360?
Yeah, they killed it.
It was just a little bit better of an online service than PS3, because PS3, I mean...
It was free, which sounded great, but didn't have any support, really. Like, they did, but it was like a small building in Japan that was like, we got you, 5 billion people. And it's like, are you sure?
They're just trying to keep it not crashing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And they would get hacked and get it crashed anyway. Yeah, but so then as soon as they had a team and they were like, focus on the games. Let's only focus on the games. We already know we can do Netflix. We know we can do Hulu. We don't need an entertainment system. Focus on the games. Mm-hmm. We all were like you were going to go anyway.
I know.
But I was on 360.
I'm a thoroughbred, dude.
And I was like, dude, this is it. They're coming back. I already know it. I know they're coming back. And I was dead fucking right. Plus, I got the chance to play an Xbox One when my brother bought one. I got to play with it for a while. Looked at the OS and was like, why does this look like shit? Like, you got tiles everywhere. What is happening?
It's like the new Microsoft, like, what OS is.
Yeah.
It feels like a laptop OS.
Yeah, and they've tweaked it a million times now. It's supposedly much better. And Chris was mentioning in the last podcast, he was saying that they're about to do another switch up on that. But it's just something about PlayStation now, man. It feels right to be here now. Like, it felt right when I was switching over everything. Like, and then they delivered and they gave us games that have beaten some of my favorite games ever. Like Kingdom Hearts, the series. Final Fantasy games, like, they were all, like, my favorite fucking games ever, and Horizon and God of War are like, oh, hi, guys, and we're gonna take your spot real quick. Like, it happened so fast, dude. I was like, oh, man, these games are fucking perfect. And now we're getting games that are copycatting those systems, like, ridiculously. Like, we got Avengers. The guy who created God of War's Leviathan axe, throwing and stuff, he's making all the Thor combat. Yeah.
It's such a weird specialist thing to do, though.
That was awesome.
I want the guy that made that axe to make his hammer.
Yep. And you see why PS4 is getting these weird exclusive things.
Yeah.
Because they got guys from Sony Santa Monica going over and helping. So Sony's getting, like, these, oh, this comes first to Sony for this game. And, like, same with Final Fantasy VII Remake, that's coming to PS4 first. It's not a full exclusive, but it's like an early access exclusive or something. Like, there's a bunch of weird things that Sony's been in the background, like, being like, oh, you need some of our awesome developers? You need some extra money? You need some help? We got you.
And just only come to us.
Yeah, you see them doing similar shit with Disney.
Yeah.
Like, did you hear that? I tagged you in the post that Spider-Man is back with Disney now.
Dude, I'm so excited.
Yeah, like, so, like, you see Sony, they're making moves, though. They're like, we're not paying too much money, Disney, but we'll give you some more. like, there's a lot of different things that they've been, like, trying to make sure they're buddy-buddy with a lot of people. And I love that, even with Xbox. Like, they're being friends with them, with their Azure cloud services, so they can make a better version of remote play and better versions of streaming online. It's awesome, dude. I'm loving the new world that's coming to us, dude.
I am too.
It's so awesome. Like, seeing Xbox games on Switch and, like, all that.
Yeah, that's
shit.
super cool.
It's awesome.
That's some super cool stuff.
Yeah.
I've fallen very, very hard for the Switch. I love it so much.
I love it, dude.
I feel like it's not a part. I feel like it's not a part of the regular rat race that's Xbox versus PS4.
It never will
Because it's
be.
almost like I have a PS4, but I also have a Switch, and then somebody's like, I got an Xbox, and I also got a Switch. Like, if
You're dead right. You're dead right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a beef between those two, but everybody's like, yo, Nintendo's awesome. Because they shifted away from that. They didn't want to go for that. They stuck with what they were good at, handheld games and weird, awesome controlled, awesome environments. Like Legend of Zelda.
I love it.
Best RPGs that anybody could play on any system. It's a handheld game you can take wherever you want. Same with Mario, what is it, Odyssey?
Yeah.
Super Mario World Odyssey?
Yeah. And I the new Link's Awakening, you got Astral Chain. That game's awesome.
Oh, I still need to play that. It looks so good.
It's really fun. Yeah, I should let you mess with it just so you can feel like what's happening in that. It's
I'm
like
a big
really,
sucker for JRPGs.
dude. It's really interesting because you're tied to a chain of a monster or like this cyber demon type thing, and you can like change between them. There's like a dog, a brute force one, and they all have like signature abilities that you can do. And, like, detective abilities because you're a cop. Like, there's so much going on. But you can literally take the dude and control both characters at the same time. You hold in the left stick, and now you can move with the right the left stick or the right stick. You can move the character, like the demon guy that's chained to you. And then the other stick, you can move your guy. And you can wrap the chain around enemies and then do, like, combos.
So
and, like, if a dude rushes you, like, dashes you, if you separate your two characters and he hits the chain, it'll fucking, like, bungee cord him back and fly the other way. And the whole time you're using swords and guns yourself. And then your demon characters has a special abilities. I think they're called legions. They have special abilities of their own. Like, one has swords, one has a bow and arrow, one has just giant fists, and then the other one's a dog that just goes really fast and jumps on motherfuckers.
And can you, like, separately level up these?
Yes. They all have their own levels up, abilities, like, different attacks, different everything. The game is awesome.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
I love it, dude. It's so fun. And it's co-op, too, because you can hand your buddy your other Joy-Con,
so
and
he can be
the
That's
Legion,
awesome.
and you can be him. Yeah. So I can't imagine the combos you can pull off there, where he's like
It'll probably be a little bit more
people.
difficult, though.
Yeah,
like,
probably a little bit, because you got to coordinate.
Yeah, you gotta, like, yell.
Yeah, but it's really cool, because, like the dog has, like, sniffing, like, abilities, so, like, if you're searching for somebody, you can, like, follow their scent. The main guy that you get in the beginning with the swords, he has the ability to, like, get rid of the red virus or whatever off of people and, like, different objects. Then the big guy can, like, break down walls and stuff. So, like, there's, like, these secret elements in the game and in the story that you have to use the legions for. Like, it's really, it's cool. It's, like, got a Batman Arkham detective vibe to it, mixed with JRPG,
so it's like a lot
interesting
of, like,
combat.
It's like a lot of, like, I don't know, like, you like environment searching to find clues and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you just, like, different sections of an mini open world map. Like, they're, like, it's a linear game, completely linear, but it's, like, open world sections.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I think it's perfect, the way it lined up, and, like, it's Platinum Games, too. So Platinum, if you play Bayonetta and Nier Automata,
the combat system alone
feels ridiculous.
Fire.
Yeah. Nier, they did a similar kind of thing with that little robot you have flying around with you. You could like shoot the whole time while you're attacking, so you can like full on combat with your character, and then you're shooting lasers and rockets out of your little robot, and you can aim it with the other stick. So you can see where like they kind of got the concept. They were like, hold on a second, what if you were just chained to another character?
And you control both.
Whoa.
It's definitely awesome, dude.
Mind blown. And it's really cool. And the Switch is like a perfect place for a game like this. You know what I mean? It feels like just the right thing, because you can pop it off the John and you're just chilling. Like, and it just seems, I don't know, it fits right. Just right.
Yeah, I think my favorite JRPG, just because I haven't played that game and I know I'm going to fall in love with it when I play it. But like they remastered Tales of Vesperia, and it's so good. I mean, it's not a very well known game like the Tales series. Like a lot of people know about what it is, but I mean, have you ever played Tales?
I haven't played them, but
exactly.
The
majority of people
I know them vicariously through you.
It's just got one of the cooler battle systems that you could play, I think, in a JRPG. Because it's got to feel like a Final Fantasy. It's a very linear world with open world sections. Then you go into battles. And those battles, the combat system is where it's at. So, like, depending on the game, and the characters are combos that you can bang off of each other. It's similar to almost every other JRPG. They just got their own flavor to it. And I love that flavor.
Yeah, are you interested in the new one? It's supposed to be coming out on Switch and everything.
Yeah.
What's it called? It's like, I think it begins with a B. Berseria.
Berseria is already out for the PS4, which is a fantastic game. I remember that's the one with the girl. Yeah, with the girl with the arm. Yeah, and it's a demon arm.
I'm looking.
Well, I think they're releasing it for the Switch. I think it's coming out for the Switch.
Yeah, I think it is too.
I'm super excited for that.
There's a new one too that just got announced, and I can't remember the name of it. I'll just look it up real quick. But
I'll rant about Tales for a second.
Yeah, that game's good. It's definitely interested me, and the newer ones have gotten me a little more interested. The Berseria, and then
the thing about the Tales series to me is
Zestiria.
Zestiria
is the new one coming. Yeah. So
like it's if you aren't 100% with that anime-ish, well like the friendship, we do it for each other, you know, I love you and you love me and we're a team kind of stuff. Like it really goes hard on the corniness aspect of it, and then the combat system's so good and the story's really well written. Berseria is the first of those games that's like, you know what, this is not a happy game. We're not doing this for friendship. I'm out here for revenge. And I'm slaughtering these monsters.
Get wrecked.
And it's a really good game. I highly recommend that people play it if they like JRPGs.
Yeah. So Tales of Arise is the new one.
Zestiria would have been a remake.
Yeah, Zestiria I think is getting re-released or something in English, but this has price match guarantee. Yeah, that's all I'm getting is on Best Buy and Walmart and stuff. Release date not announced. Tales of Arise.
They just announced that it is a thing.
Yeah, I saw a small trailer for it. I think it was at TGS or something like that. I know it was the E3, PS4, Xbox One.
I do remember
PC.
that. I do remember seeing that.
Yeah, because I remember hitting you up about it, being like, "Oh, new Tales game," and you were like, "Yeah, but I'm worried about Phantom or whatever."
Oh my God, Phantasy Star Online.
Phantasy Star Online. You were like, "Yo, it's coming to Xbox. What the fuck?"
I know. I'm pissed that it's not coming to PS4. Dude,
but you can get it on PC. I think.
Yes, I can.
You'll be able to.
Yeah.
So that's dope.
I would absolutely love.
You were like, "Fuck Tales, the Phantasy Star Online."
It's so hard to find a game that I used to play as a kid. It was Phantasy Star Online 1 and 2, and it was on the GameCube, and it was like one of the first MMORPGs to go onto a console to actually bring it and make it an online playable game. And it was great. You could play with up to 4 people and have squads. And
you were rocking GameCube on network connections?
Yeah, you can't.
I never did. Like,
there
wasn't
that many games that you could do it with. You know what I mean? Like, that was one of the first ones that you could add, and you had to get a big ass attachment for it and stuff like that.
I remember it, but I can't believe you actually did it.
Yeah, you look up online how much that game costs now. You're talking like $200 for a GameCube game, because
it's you can't get it anymore.
You can't get it, dude. Like,
and the servers are still on.
I highly doubt it.
So why the hell would they sell the game with collectors?
And you can play it 4-player split screen as well as online.
Yeah,
and the game's worth it because you have a bunch of different characters you could save.
That's legit. People were freaking out about it. I was seeing articles everywhere. I'm not too familiar with it. Like, I remember the name of the game, but I just I didn't remember it. Like,
from the other Phantasy Star games that I played, like I played Phantasy Star 3, and that was like a card battle game.
Oh, okay.
And it kind of like, I didn't really appreciate it. But then they came out with like Phantasy Star Online, like a regular one for, I think it was regular Xbox and what is it? PS2. And then I think they did a Phantasy Star Online 2 for the next generation, but they were both trash. Or at least in my opinion, they were kind of trash.
Well, yeah, and then they did the real Fantasy Online or whatever, and it's in Japan only.
Well, and it was only on the computer.
Yeah, and Microsoft.
And they're bringing it to the console.
Microsoft is bringing it over, and it's so interesting to me.
Yeah.
Microsoft's making a lot of moves right now, dude. Like that,
just different
E3,
moves, They're like different.
They're going back to their roots in the way that they are Microsoft, and they go, okay, we make software. Like, that's what we do. Like, it's PCs, you make, the hardware side is Dell and this, and they're like, whatever. All these other companies, like Razer and all that, and then we put our software on there. So, like, that's the direction that I believe, and Chris believes, that they're going to go with the consoles as well, where eventually their software is going to be on everything, like Switch and hopefully PS4 and like
Fingers
Apple,
crossed, dude. I would be really happy
Android.
about that.
Dude, they just put fucking Google
Stadia?
Google fucking Assistant on Xbox. You can control from your phone. You can control your Xbox now. They got rid of Cortana, like their voice assistant thing. They have regular voice assistant, but then you can use either your Amazon Echo or your Google Home or your Android phone to control your Xbox now.
That's pretty close.
You can see these weird moves happening in the background that from Sony and Microsoft making all these partnerships, and like Xbox is doing it very different, where they're trying to get their software on everything, and it seems like they're doing the Play Anywhere thing, and then they're just gonna eventually phase the console out or make like one permanent console.
That would be that would be awesome.
Yeah, and then say, okay, get your PC, get your phone, get whatever, get our software, and you can play our exclusive games and have Games Pass and have this, and you know what I mean?
It would be nice to see that future. Have one company be the one that's really like, they have all the talent in the console making world, making the best one when they need to as the years progress.
Yeah.
Handhelds are taking over completely by like Nintendo.
Yep.
And then Microsoft is completely all
a little bit of everywhere. Like Google Stadia is trying to do.
Yes, exactly. That's a good future to look at though. It's like it's good.
It's a confusing one as well, because you're looking at it and you go, what if Sony, Stadia, Microsoft, all these people make these game streaming services and they try and stretch their stuff out into every direction? People are going to stop buying games and only have subscription services. And that was one of the podcasts that we did, was what does game streaming services mean for development studios? That's been my thought about it. Like, when they make this big transition, and it's going to switch. Like, you see the movie industry and the entertainment industry, everything switched to this subscription. So, like, who buys movies now that much? Except for legit people with, like, Blu-ray setups and surround sound systems, and like 4K Ultra HD TVs. They're the only people buying movies because they want but they want collections and they want true sound and video, and those are the only people buying movies. And you can still do that when you want to buy your game and have the perfect thing, and you're not streaming. But the amount of games bought are going to go down ferociously, and then the amount of subscriptions are going to go up. Now you got things like Spotify and Netflix, that Spotify doesn't pay their artists that much per play, and then Netflix apparently is in debt. You know what I mean? Like, there's these weird. They loan money to make movies, and then they try to make it back, and then pay people, and then they're in debt apparently, from what I've read. I could be misspeaking on that, but there's something that's weird about it, and it just makes me think, like, what about these lower class studios that are like have to have their games on streaming, and they only are making pennies on the play? You know what I mean? Like, or they got these small contracts because they don't have enough backing to say, like, give me, whatever, however many hundreds of thousands of dollars for a year of game streaming of my game. Like, no, they just get, oh, you've gotten this many plays this month, you only get this much money. like what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
A lot of companies can just fall the fuck off. Like, I have no idea. I could be completely wrong, and they could be making way more money. But as of now, it looks great because the circumstances of Games Pass apparently has been like when a game goes off of Games Pass, a lot of the time people will buy it, or people that have Games Pass are talking their friends into buying the game that's out when it goes on sale and shit like that. Like, or if somebody wants to support the studio, they go, okay, well, I have it on Games Pass, but I'll throw up the $10 so I get this, and this extra or whatever. Like, there's different models the gaming companies themselves are doing to give like incentive to buy the game instead of stream it, which is cool, but it just worries me a little bit. It's gonna be a cool future, an awesome future where we can play any game we want on any system we have, and that's fantastic.
It just might get absorbed by juggernauts.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
It scares me a little bit. I'm like, shit, like what's gonna happen? But
try to be optimistic and say that, well, like they'll have all the talent because there's no competition, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a good thing, or it can, be horrible.
I'm hoping
but
for
I
the good
doubt it would
side.
be horrible because it's an artistic kind of thing to do, is make a game that looks as amazing as some of these games do. Like Control, when you show me that gameplay video,
you're like, ooh.
You're like, whoa.
That looks interesting. Yeah,
and it just looks real. Like, did you play that Detroit Become Human?
I did not yet.
I mean,
I played the demo originally.
You saw videos of it. Dude, that game is amazing.
It looks
looking.
incredible.
Amazing.
It does. But like, and those two games are good examples of, I think, successes when it comes to streaming, because they're games that people are going to look at and go, holy shit, like that looks cool, but I don't know if I should buy it. I don't know if I should pay $60. Like, so there's people that go, I don't know. They're going to go, oh, well, it's on my subscription service.
Yeah,
so fuck.
So I can just try it.
You know what I mean? And then the whole perpetual subscription service paying that and you barely use it kind of thing, where like you're paying $15 a month or whatever for your subscription service, but you only play a game like once a month or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, so Xbox is making out on that, and like, there's different things. So I'm looking towards the positive side of it too. It could be great. You could actually get more money for games like Control or Detroit Become Human, because you're getting all these people coming in who wouldn't have, because they didn't want to spend. They couldn't justify spending the $60. But they'll spend the $15 a month to make sure that they get to try every game. Like, so I'm looking forward to that too. It's like it could be a great thing for these companies that don't get recognized as much. You know what I mean?
And then the indie games, I don't know if they'll suffer or not from that shift though. You know what I mean?
That's it's been my thing. But you still got to think of the free like style that people have been doing recently, what we talked about earlier with the microtransactions. Like, if you're going to be a game that's pretty much only getting picked up on streaming, throw in some microtransactions then, where Xbox gets a 2% cut or whatever, 10% cut, and you get all that money. Like, your every dollar that somebody wants to spend on fucking getting new skins, you're making bread off that. So like that's where it can come in the clutch, because it comes into the hands of the developers themselves to make the money. You know what I mean? Instead of relying on sales.
Yeah.
So
because like you can buy Mammoth coins off the PlayStation Store, but you can buy it directly from, Mammoth Games onto your account that you're like logged into for Brawlhalla. And like it pays to have a good game, because then you really want to put money into it. Like, I think that's the biggest part. Because like, I don't know, there's only a certain amount of cell phone games that I'll be able to tolerate.
Yeah, for real.
Because their microtransactions are just a little bit too debilitating. Like, and they'll draw you in with the first 50 levels. Like, what's an example of it? Clash of Clans. You could crush Clash of Clans for like 30 levels. But unless you're really, really committed to that game, there's no real reason to play it. Especially because once you get to those end levels, you might put $20 in and get one thing that you need.
Yeah.
Whereas in the beginning, you could put $20 in it and get, I don't know, progress to 10 levels kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're crushing everything.
Because the experience bar goes up astronomically. It's like 1 billion XP to go to your next level. And it's also like, okay, I just set up all these buildings and did this and did that. Now I have to wait 48 hours for them to all build. And like, so I can actually do the thing I need to do.
Yeah.
And like, That oh my god, it
And
makes
like
me want to kill myself.
I know people that play Clash of Clans
To this day.
Yeah, and you know what he does though? I'm like, dude, I got mad respect for you because he picked a game. He played a bunch of different games. He found Clash of Clans, and he just hasn't stopped playing it.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of people like that, and it's crazy.
In that respect, though, it's a good game, and if you play a game that much, you want to give them money. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like you want them to give you stuff back.
Yeah, and you see that with fucking like Fortnite and all that. Like it's like you're never there. People will never give up on that game. So there's some people that will always be there, and it's great.
I mean, we've been playing video games for years, but for some reason, man, Fortnite catapulted it into the common knowledge of society. Mm-hmm. Like, because everyone's like, oh, you're going home to play that Fortnite? Like, no, dog. I mean, people do, but that's the common one that people talk about. Like that.
It was for a while like the main thing that came out of everyone's mouth, and now as it slowly starts to like become a norm and like die down, I've realized that gaming is more of a regular conversation. Like you can
100%,
talk to some dude like about the videos that I've been making. Like I'm talking to 40, 50-year-old guys at work that I'm just cool with, and it gets brought up in a conversation, or one of the other guys told them about it, and they come to me and they go, "Yeah, you're making videos online? Like, what's your thing called? Like, I'll check it out." And I'm like, "Well, I do videos on video games. Why would you want to check that out? Why do you care?" He's like, "Well, I thought it'd be cool. Like, oh, I don't care what you're talking about. I just thought it'd be cool to check it out." Like, and it's like, oh, yeah, sure. Like, it's weird. But it's kind of cool because it's like it's more accessible to everybody now. Yeah. Like even though these older guys might not be playing games, they're still like, "Oh, that's cool that you're doing that. Like you're on YouTube and you're talking about the thing you like." Like, and I love that now. It's a different. Oh, it's so awesome. I mean, same thing happened with nerd culture with Marvel and stuff. Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Like that shit before it got super popular, and I'm so happy that it's super popular because I'm so excited to go to the movies all the time now.
We're just like, nerd out.
Dude, this is the best thing that's ever happened. Because the content that recently has been coming out, and both the things that I've loved forever, is now not just loved by everybody, but they're dumping billions and billions of dollars into it.
Yep. I just I heard another statistic recently regarding games that movies and entertainment and music and all that are far outweighed by video games. Video games are trashing it. It's like $1 trillion industry now.
It is.
And it's like I just look at it and go,
the quality of what comes out. Like now, I give mad respect to Rockstar. They have a little bit of a weird way they make their game, but I mean Red Dead Redemption 2, anybody that plays that game knows the quality of video games that's even possible is it's almost unrealistic.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's like,
and that took years and years and millions of dollars to get the game to that point.
Yep. And it's incredible that it's there at all. Like, it's ridiculous, dude. Like you're saying, we're playing, showing you that stuff with Control earlier, and it's like, wow. Like, you're flying around and throwing rocks at dudes and doing this and doing that. And then, like, but there's also a super impactful story, and it looks realistic as hell. Oh, and you shoot a bathroom stall, and it explodes into pieces of wood, and you're like, like special effects in movies don't even hit that hard, and this is the whole thing is special effects.
The whole game is special effects.
Like, yeah, there's motion capture and yada yada, but like, oh man.
It's that horror game that came out. It was free. Hey, what was it? What the hell was it?
The demo thing?
No. It was a full game. I think it's not PlayStation exclusive, but it's almost like a movie that was released. It's like a movie. And it's like one of those Telltales, but they made it into like a movie.
Erica?
Hayden Panettiere. I'm not saying that right.
Until Dawn.
Until Dawn.
Yeah.
I don't even look it up. That game is a great example of somebody who never plays video games ever in any way, is not good with control on their thumbs at all, can play that entire game.
Yeah. And love it.
And there's like, no problem.
Story.
All you gotta do is go forward, maybe left and right, and hit X occasionally.
Yeah, and you're gonna miss story. X a couple of times, but oh well, it's gonna be story anyway. You just made that bitch fall and die.
Yeah, it's just story and story and story, and the story is amazing, and the butterfly effects that come out of it. Detroit Become Humans are kind of the same way. That's I'm glad that they do stuff like that so consistently at this point, and how well they do it.
Yeah, facts. 100%. I love it, dude. I love that. That's awesome. And then the new Until Dawn like series just came out. Man of Medan. It's called. That's the first one. There's supposed to be like a I think 3 or 4 game series coming out of it, and this is the first one. So it's interesting, and it has like good actors in it and stuff again, like before, and it looks good.
It's just awesome. That's just such an awesome type of game.
Yeah, one of the modes in it is called Movie Night. So goes along with what you're saying. Like one of the modes is called Movie Night, where you hang out with your friends. Like they let you pick. All right, this character is gonna be this one. All right, your friend is gonna be this character. You are gonna be this character, and your other friend's gonna be this character. And then this one, someone pick one of the 3, whatever. So each person has their own dialogue choices and decisions in the game. It's pretty interesting because one person will go here and say this one thing about this one topic, and then the other person will be saying the exact opposite, and then the contrast of decision making can cause a whole new effect. You know what I mean? Like if you're both agreeing on something, you go down one path. If you both disagree, you'll go down that path. But if you both agree and disagree, you'll go down. You know what I mean? Like that's so cool. And it's 3 different people playing 3 different characters in the game.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and you can do that online as well. Like you can do the same thing but online.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. I thought that was really cool. So imagine like share playing on PS4. One of your friends buys the game, you share play, pass him the second controller, and then he's making one decision, you're making another, and if you're not communicating with each other the whole time, like you could fuck everything up and kill each other. Like it's so awesome. I thought that was really interesting. Like there's a couple of different cool concepts like that. That game Get Out is a good example, like where it's co-op. And like 2 stories are happening at the same time.
Yeah.
And that game, something I really love about it that I'm hoping more games do, that and Wolfenstein did. They give you a buddy pass. You buy the game once,
and you give it to somebody else.
And it's still your buddy pass, so you can remove it from them and give it to somebody else and somebody else. But you only have one at a time. And so
I wanted to try that Get Out game because it looked really good. I didn't know they did that for Wolfenstein. Was that the Youngblood?
Yeah, the new one that just came out. They just did the buddy pass thing, and I was like, that's awesome. And that's on the Switch, awesome. And that's on a bunch of other stuff. So, like, any of these co-op games that are coming out, that's a really good grab-on thing. Yeah. Like, you're like, oh, I can buy this, or I can, like, hit up my friend and be like, yo, you want to put up $20 and get this game, and we can, like, just wreck it together? Like me and Joey did a similar thing with Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah, except he hasn't played that game, though.
No, probably not. Not my problem. I got him to put up $20 for the game. It's his choice if he wants to play it. Like,
he'd be killing it in Brawlhalla too much.
Yeah.
It's like a singular focus thing, you know.
Yo, to bring it back to what you were saying earlier, to call back the exploration thing in WoW, WoW Classic, how you said like you got to dig down in the details of each story mission and stuff. Control's been doing that, which is awesome. And Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Ubisoft in general. With Breakpoint, I've been playing the beta for that. I did play the beta for that. The open beta.
Breakpoint's what, that Ghost Recon game?
Yeah, open beta was this weekend actually. I should have let you guys know that.
I wasn't.
I know. I played the tech test and the closed beta, so I'm not really too interested in getting the open one again. But they've been doing that exploration concept where there's 2 modes to play the game. You can play like simple original mode or exploration mode. And you get information from the people you're talking to. It'll be like, go find this guy in this city. He's usually in the northeast side by this, and he likes to wear this. You know what I mean? And that's all you get. And you gotta go look at your map, find that city. Okay, northeast. Boom, this corner. Okay, that's the cemetery he said he might be near, or he works in, or whatever. Like you have to go. Literally find the people from head to toe.
It's such a better way to make a quest.
It's awesome.
You know what I mean?
It can be a pain in the ass, but it's awesome.
But like once you get that, if you don't look up where it actually is, and you read it, and you go to the spot, and you're looking around, and then you find it, and you're like, yes, there's a real sense of satisfaction there.
It's changed Assassin's Creed for me because I played Assassin's Creed Origins.
I've only seen a little bit of Odyssey. I haven't really played that game anyway. I saw a little bit of gameplay trailer, but that's it.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, another Assassin's Creed game. That's what people would assume. That's why I was.
But it seems like it's such a wildly different game than the rest.
It is, because you're not really an assassin now, like you are, but you aren't, and then you have a ton of abilities, like they give you, like it very much reminds me of like Breath of the Wild in a way. Like they kind of took some notes out of that book. Where you
Super
get like
open world.
Yeah, and it's like it's just so pretty because you're in Greece and you're like sailing boats across the island to island, and you're riding horses and you're talking to everybody you see and doing everything like. And you can, like, make decisions where you can be like, okay, fuck this guy, he's an asshole, I'm going to rip his head off. Or, no, I'll just be nice to him and let him live, and hopefully he'll tell me what I need to know. Like, shit like that, like, the whole game. Your decision-making, I've already had sex with 3 different girls, and I am a girl. Okay, and it was all decision-making. Like, one of them's on a boat with me now. She hangs out. she's like, it's crazy, like. The game's awesome. Like, you can
That's pretty in-depth,
have relationships
like
with everybody. Yeah, it was very surprising. Reminded me of The Witcher a lot, too.
Yeah, like, one of my favorite RPGs to play on the PS4 is Dragon Age Inquisition.
Mm-hmm.
I love it so
very
much.
Similar, right?
Dude, super similar. Like, you can have a relationship with any character in there. And that gives it a degree of depth, because you almost want to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And you can marry, you can get married, you can buy a house and live and have like children. Well, you can't really have a child, but like you could talk about having, because there's no way to raise one. But like you can have multiple relationships, and those relationships you have with other people are impactful. Like somebody, it could be bi and open, and the other person is very closed and straight.
Mm-hmm.
And those people will clash. Like if you like, I don't know, there's a character who's a bull, and like I married this girl Josephine, but then I'm like, no, he's bi. I'm in a video game.
Let's get him in here. You really did that?
Yeah, but like when you do that, like you lose Josephine's trust, and now she's not your friend anymore. She doesn't really want to talk to you like that because you broke her trust, and he's like, I don't give a shit.
Yo, you got a bull? You said it was
a bull. It's a character.
A man bull?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. You got him like, up in that relationship, and then
you don't even get him in the relationship. You just build your own separately.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought you were saying you got a little like menage going on there.
I was like, what's up with that bull, man?
Menage a trois. That's great. Yeah, I don't know if Assassin's Creed gets all like that, because I haven't
like
gotten
games
to
that
that
like
point.
That. That's a good game that's like that.
I don't know if they did the whole thing where like one relationship will react to another, but it's definitely similar. And dude, that surprised me though, playing that in Assassin's Creed. Like you said,
really
it just makes it so much more interesting. And I think there's this nice balance between like the simplicity of an Assassin's Creed game that we know, and then the complexity of an Elder Scrolls game. Like where it's like, this is way too much or just not enough. And it's like, you kind of find that middle point, and that's like the perfect game for me. Like, it reminds me of Horizon. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is like that perfect middle point, where it's like, there's enough weird shit you have to figure out how to do, the customizing your character and like getting new armor and stuff like that. But it's not overwhelmingly ridiculous with how many quests and how many things I have to do in this game. And it's like, you don't get like super confused as to what the fuck you have to do next, like you can in Elder Scrolls. Like, that game is too much sometimes. And
you gotta have the right mindset when you're playing that game. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a big fan of Elder Scrolls, but I'm also a bigger fan of Fallout. Like, and it's
same thing. I like Fallout a little more because I feel like it can be a little more straightforward sometimes too.
It can, but sometimes it's just a crazy game.
Mm-hmm.
Elder Scrolls can be a little bit more confusing just because of, like, I don't know, certain puzzles. But Fallout has different types of things that are confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Like locations that are not going to be on your map unless you actually look through every part of the map. Like, you be walking past, and then you see just a door in the ground, and it's just an underground cave that you've never noticed before, kind of thing.
And they would never tell you it's there. You might find like a piece of paper somewhere along the line that'll talk about it, but then you still have to go find it. Like, that's,
and where that piece of paper is might be all the way over
on the other side of the map. Yep. Yeah. And I think that I love that kind of stuff, but when it's like,
it takes time.
Well, yeah, it's like, do I have 300 hours to get everything in the game? Like,
Like you do, but that's all you're doing.
Yeah, and now Assassin's Creed can do that too. These games, you can still sit there for 150 hours if you want to get everything, but like it's nice to feel like you get pointed in some kind of direction. I don't know. It's weird. It's just my opinion. Like so there's a nice middle ground. Like Witcher can be considered a little too far. You know what I mean?
That's
too
much.
Like
that's that.
Yeah.
Like the definition of way too far in RPG.
Yeah.
So you can do so much. It's such a good game though.
It's incredible. It's because of it.
Yeah, it's overwhelming for people who don't play video games.
Which, okay, well, this is a nice segue here. CD Projekt Red, Cyberpunk 2077 is another one we're looking forward to, of course.
Man,
I'm so excited. Dude, I just pre-ordered that. Marvel Avengers, Final Fantasy VII Remake Deluxe Edition, and Star Wars. I pre-ordered all four.
What, the Fallen Jedi?
I pre-ordered all four because they're all $50 on Amazon right now. 50 flat.
So did you spend $150
no,
on them?
It doesn't get charged. No,
okay.
It doesn't. You don't get charged until it comes out.
Oh shit! Really?
So I just did that, and guess what? Marvel Avengers sent me a motherfucking beta code.
Oh, well, did they don't release anything about when the beta's happening?
Not yet. They said it's not available yet. You will get an email soon regarding, your beta.
When was the release date for that?
What? Avengers? So everything's nice and separate. So Star Wars is November. Final Fantasy VII is March, beginning of March. And then Cyberpunk's April. And then Marvel's May. Mm-hmm. So we got...
so that beta's going to happen
March,
soon,
April, May. And then February is Last of Us 2. So it's literally February, March, April, May. Like, I'm like, oh, man. So I might hold off on Last of Us 2 because I'll get back and play Last of Us 1 first, obviously. But, like, Star Wars, that'll be enough time there.
I'm going to sink my teeth into that game.
Yeah, but that'll be...
It's going to happen.
That's the only game... Like, Death Stranding I'm interested in, but it's not going to be one I buy immediately. Those games, I'll have time in the winter to kind of catch up a little bit and beat some stuff. And then, like, January 2, and then February, and then March, I'm done. I'm Final Fantasy. That's it. That's all I'm playing. Gotta play it the whole month. And then in Cyberpunk 2077 comes out. Gotta play that the whole month.
Oh, man, dude, I'm gonna be playing that game for a long time.
Yeah, of course. And then we're gonna get right after Marvel Avengers, and we're gonna be playing that together like the whole month.
That's why I should really get that beta so I know what I'm in for.
Yes.
Just to...
Dude, honestly, you can get I signed up for the beta. If you don't like it when you play the beta, or you don't feel like it's worth
just
the 50,
cancel the pre-order.
Cancel the pre-order.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you already got the beta code. I already signed up.
But I highly doubt that I'm gonna not appreciate it. Like, I'm so biased with that stuff.
I'm saying if you don't want to buy it for $60, I know we're buying it no matter what.
I'm probably gonna buy it the day it comes out. Dude.
So am I. All four of these games, I'm buying the day they come out. Don't
Fallen
care.
Jedi. I depending on where I'm at, I might not buy it the day it comes out, but I watched so much gameplay. I've fallen in love with that game, and I haven't even touched it.
$50.
Like, I can't not. I probably can't not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to.
Because I did the same thing for God of War. Right?
Yeah, and that's...
I was like, I don't want to do it. They're going to get it, but it's going to be on sale, but you know what?
And that's what I was saying. Like with Amazon, it's like great. It's like comes out to $53 or $54 with tax. It's like so where it would come out to like $65 with tax on a full game. So it's like okay, I'm saving $10 on this game. That's great. It's about it. Like I get it launch and I'm saving $10. Let's do it. Why not? Pre-ordered all of them, and so right away.
It's worth it.
I'm hyped, dude. And if the price goes down at any point, they match it to that price now. So I'm like, I might as well hit the pre-order button now, so I'm locked in at $50. So if it goes up when it's about to come out, it doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me at all. I bought it for $50. Like I read that and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get all four right now. Because if they go down or up, I'm locked in or I'm going down. That's it. So. And plus physical copies of all the games. Those games are
they're good to have physical copies.
They're great games for physical copies, man. And I got
single player games are the way to go. Physical copies
and deluxe edition of FF7, dude. It has the steel cover book with Sephiroth on it, and it's got fucking like the art book and all this extra stuff with it. Mine, give me.
Keys it.
I need that. So, yeah, definitely something for you guys to check out, too, if you're interested in any of those four games. It's cheaper. It's great. And the beta for one of them.
Dude, I am so excited for Cyberpunk.
Yeah. Like we were just saying, like, it might be too much, but
I
that
do not
game
even
looks
care.
so
yeah,
good,
I hope it's
dude.
way too much.
Way
I
too
really
much.
do.
I want it all.
I want to be like, I'm about to spend 300 hours on this game.
Right.
I want to be like this in that world, dude. I like, it's like the perfect version of that Fallout-esque kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's The Witcher,
but beyond.
What is it? What is that fucking company called?
CD Projekt Red.
CD Projekt Red.
CD Projekt Red.
Like they're making a futuristic. I'm so excited for that. The gameplay, I'm like, dude, the numbers that pop up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I don't know if it's like a tick that video gamers have, but when I shoot something and a number pops up, I'm like, oh.
Gotcha. Oh, critical. Hit like 59, 59, 110. Ha! What? That's what makes Apex fun, too.
Exactly.
When you're blowing dudes' heads off and you're like,
numbers
what?
Out. Yes.
Hit them with the 2 110s. Bang, bang. Yeah. Like, yeah, I feel you 100%.
Scratch that itch, man. Yeah. I love that one.
It's going to be really interesting, and I'm glad that we get all the single player games that we need to focus on. Then after that, we're getting Marvel Avengers, which is a co-op, which is like, I mean, I think there's gonna. I don't know how they're doing it exactly, but I think they're going single player story and then like a co-op side things, or it's gonna be co-op story. Yeah. I'm not sure.
I mean, I hope that it's not. I hope that there's a single player story. But I hope that they set it up
so you can play with friends,
like Destiny, like the way that Destiny's set up. There is an entire single story about your guardian, but throughout that, everyone else is having the same story. They're just doing it together with different characters. Like I really hope they do it like that, and they have different things they can unlock. I know that it's going to be somewhat like that, but that's the one thing that makes me nervous about that.
I know,
because like it has the potential to be awesome, but it also has the potential to just be like, here's 3 worlds. And then you gotta wait 4 months for the next DLC kind of thing.
And they said all the DLC is gonna be 100% free,
which is cool.
But that's why
I still want a vanilla game. I still want a vanilla game that I want to sink a lot of hours into because it's multiplayer.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
I'm feeling you on that one 100%. It could go both ways in the beginning. I'm really hoping that they don't release the game like as an 8-hour story or whatever, 10-hour story, and they're like, don't worry guys, we're gonna have more content next month.
Yeah,
like, or it's messed up a little bit because this is technically Crystal Dynamics like first like online like epic game like this. They might have done something in the past, but as of recently they've been focusing on Tomb Raider, so we know we're gonna get an awesome story. We're gonna get an in-depth gameplay. We're gonna get really cool stuff, but is it gonna like hit that spot, that story spot? And I'm really hoping it does, but we haven't seen too much.
And from what I've seen, you can't do what I watched in a multiplayer game.
Well, no.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe though.
You're switching between characters though, like in.
Well, that was the tutorial section.
Yeah, and if the game is based off of that, that's gonna be a slamming ass game, but. At the same time, you can't make that into a multiplayer game.
I think it's going to be a little different.
I kind of hope so. I mean, what I watched was amazing, dude, switching from those characters and how they all play.
I'm pretty sure that was like a specific demo and tutorial setup for showing off the game.
It's probably like the first thing that pops up. You play the game.
Exactly.
And it's like, this
it's the prequel.
Is what happens. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's the prologue to the story. So you're going in there and you get to sample test every character real quick, the first 5 at least. And because there's supposed to be more characters in the future too, and like you just run in and the A-Day happens, and then you actually start the game later on. Which I'm hoping that like they're only showing us these 5 characters, but really they're giving us like 10 in the beginning, and like you get to choose from all of them with your friends and really start this like epic story. Because you see so many awesome characters in the trailers, like the quick snapshots, like. It's gonna get interesting. It's gonna be. I'm really.
And it's gonna be a lot, like pretty based off of like what the movies are.
Yeah, in a way, yes, yeah.
Just the characters that are gonna be popular and up front. You know what I mean?
Of course, they have to.
They have to. It's the best way to sell it.
And I'm hoping for.
They did it with Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a Spidey cameo, man. I really am, because you see the PS4 exclusive stuff happening with it. They said there's gonna be a PS4 exclusive character.
Dude, if Spider-Man's not in that game, I'll be disappointed.
I know, man, but we'll see.
It's a Marvel
Square Enix
Avengers game.
I know, but it's gonna be different, but we'll see. I'm really hoping.
Dude, that would be so baller.
Could you imagine, like, they had just acquired Insomniac Games? Like, Sony just acquired Insomniac Games. What if they're, like, doing the same thing we were just talking about? Oh, you have Santa Monica Studios guy over there working on Thor's Hammer.
Let me get the guy that did Spider-Man.
Insomniac over there. That was running around in my head. Because that's got to be
the controls, dude. That game is so amazing. That Spider-Man game is amazing. I hope that it feels like that. And if it feels any different, I'll be disappointed.
What if it's just... him, like the same voice actor. It's the same PS4 Spider-Man.
That would be perfect.
It would blow everyone's mind too. They'd be like, "Oh my, like yes, let's go."
Kind of made me want to think like, I'm a big fan of comic books and stuff and like the movies, but I love that Spider-Man game. Mm-hmm. It took me a while to play it, but once I played it, I was like, the story,
I told you.
The controls, the way it feels, like you feel like you're Spider-Man.
Yes.
Like I want, like I'm glad that the Avengers game is coming out, but like I would love to see more individual games like that come out. Like,
we're getting a second one.
Captain America wouldn't be a good one, but like if you imagine being Iron Man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
And like being
same
able to
kind
feel
of thing,
like
Iron
Man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But maybe Iron Man's not the one because like Black Panther might be a better one.
Yeah. Did you see the VR experience they're doing for Sony? Mm-mm. They're doing an Iron Man game. It's a VR game where you're flying around as Iron Man.
Oh, I think I did see that. I definitely did see that.
So that gives you an idea of what they're thinking right now. Like they're obviously Sony and Marvel have been working together, and
that's awesome. I did watch it. It kind of looked clunky from what I
remember
watching, but it's VR.
It's their first, and it was the first demo for it. So I'm sure they'll polish it up a little bit, clean it up, make it. And it's not going to be anything crazy. It's an experience. Mm-hmm. They already did a Spider-Man experience for the movie or whatever. It was like some epic trailer.
It was like an epic trailer. Yeah. That's what I heard.
Yeah. But like they're testing the waters. Like they're testing the waters on the VR and like messing with that. So it's cool to see that. And then with the Spider-Man thing, like I said, so like you might see some kind of deal with Sony and Marvel in the future. As long as the Spider-Man thing plays out well and a few other things, I could see it happening.
Or Thor would be the good one.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a good game.
If Avengers goes over well, we're gonna see something epic.
Exactly.
Like Santa Monica Studio, you make a Thor game.
And imagine how amazing that game would be. Because it would be awesome, dude. It would kind of like if it felt like that Spider-Man game, and you're like, flying around Asgard, you land, you talk to some people. Then you go into that like the Rainbow Bridge out in Niflheim or whatever, and you're going there, you're doing quests. That sounds so awesome.
Yeah. It would have a very World of Warcraft vibe in a way, and then it's really like cool. The God of War feeling, and like, dude, I'm so excited to see how Thor feels in this game, because I found out about that, like
it's gonna be.
You're making him feel so like awesome. Kratos with the axe. Are you for real? So I'm gonna be walking
so
around,
legit.
Boom, and just
come back.
Like what? Like, you saw him throw in the trailer, like, he threw the hammer, the dude just slams against the boss, he's like, like, just crushed completely. Like, there's no way that he didn't kill 10 of those dudes right there. Like, no way. But, yeah, like, I see what you were saying, though, with the transitioning. Like, if the game plays like that, it's gonna be a single-player story. But I think, like, I don't think it's gonna play just like that. I think you're gonna pick your, like, probably, I want to say your 4 characters and that's who you play with, but that very feels like Ultimate Alliance, and I don't think they want to go for that vibe. I think maybe you pick one character or those.
Because they mentioned the
chapter.
living world,
huh?
They mentioned that living world, right?
Yeah.
So like that's what they would go for, and that's not Ultimate Alliance.
Focus on one character, level that character up, and then you can switch. The world's
somewhat alive around you, and people drop in and out and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting how they pull this off, because, like, what are you going to do as Hulk? Say you're walking around as Hulk, destroying everything, right? You're leveling up, you're getting new abilities, that's great, but, like, what kind of things are you picking up? Like, if there's items, this is what I was thinking about it. It's like, what do you pick up? Like, I guess you'd pick up, like, abilities. Yeah. You wouldn't pick up, like, items, you'd pick up abilities.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's, like, weird in a way.
Because they haven't really given any
context to any of that
really at all.
No.
It's just that video.
Yeah, that's been everybody's kind of like, what is it?
And everybody wants it to be so good.
Yeah,
I really hope they don't mess that up.
I really hope so too. We know we got alright. So we got faith in CD Projekt Red. Cyberpunk 2077 is gonna be a great game.
100%.
I pretty much have faith in FF7 because it's a part 1 Midgar of Final Fantasy 7 remake, and I am stupid excited for that. And then because I feel like it's gonna be what Kingdom Hearts 3 wasn't. In a way, you know what I mean? And I'm hoping a lot for the DLC of Kingdom Hearts 3 as well. I'm hoping a lot of good stuff comes out of that. But and then Star Wars, I'm pretty safe to say that the game's gonna be incredible because it's Respawn too. Like Respawn, you're making that game. I know your history with stories. You do a great job with stories. Titanfall 2's story was great. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 and 2, their stories were great. So like, if you have any of those same people working on this story, and you put in the research, and you have Disney with you and Lucasfilms with you doing it, canon story, I'm with it.
Especially the time period that it's at, dude.
100%.
I know that's gonna be an amazing game.
Mm-hmm. So it's with like, I know Marvel Avengers is gonna be an amazing game, but it's the only one I have any questions about.
Yeah.
Like the other ones, I'm like, I got you. Like Final Fantasy VII, I have some questions about because it's like, where is it going to end? How long is it going to be? Is it going to be a 40-hour game still, a 60-hour game, or a 100-hour game? Like, can you make part 1 have so much extra content that I can make it 100 hours? Or is it just going to be 30, 40, and then you're like, here comes part 2 soon?
Yeah.
We'll see. But either way, I'm happy about it. Yeah, what are they going to do with it? You know? So
they're not going to tell you.
No, not at all. And even if they try, I'm not going to understand. So, I'm talking in Japanese anyway.
I don't speak Japanese.
They give them all the info. But very bright future. And with Google Stadia too, man, I got like a pretty decent new phone. I don't know if it's going to handle it or not, but if it doesn't, then I'm probably going to pick up like a Pixel 4 or something so I can test out the waters. I mean, maybe I'll be able to use the PC. We'll see. But either way, I'm excited for that because games like Destiny are going to be there at launch, and Destiny's free in like 2 or 3 days.
I know, I'm excited for it.
Like, it's just free. They're giving you everything from the past is free.
You just have
and then
to
you got to buy
new...
Shadowkeep
yeah.
if you want to go to the new stuff.
I appreciate Bungie for doing that. A lot of people have been hating on it, and I've been a Destiny player for a very long time at this point.
I was going to ask you about it because I think it's great too, honestly, because they're like, we made enough money now to give it to everybody else.
And they're
for
not,
free.
They don't have that leech of Activision on top of them. You know what I mean?
And they're not like, fuck you guys, you're not getting any of the old DLC, you're not getting any, you gotta buy all that. No, they're giving you everything up until this point.
Yeah, you can get everything.
You can completely test the game from beginning to end of that part of the story, and then if you want to continue it, you buy Shadowkeep expansion. I think that's incredible.
And the expansions that have come out... They're amazing.
They're pretty damn good.
They're really good for that type of game.
Yeah.
They really kind of found their stride.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I hope that Destiny sticks with free. I hope that happens.
And they just play the World of Warcraft model. You got the game for free, and then you pay for each expansion. That's
there's a lot of people out there like me who love the lore, who are like lore gurus with that game because of how interesting it can be. And within these past seasons, they really laid heavy into it, so they're setting up what's happening after Bungie comes out. Personally, I think they're going to do either you're going to be able to choose between using light and dark, or being one or the other, or having a slight combination of the both. It's gonna happen because you're already imbuing weapons with darkness. And they're going to make that into a free game. And those expansions are the only thing you have to pay for? 100%.
So, regarding that darkness thing, do you think maybe that we were on the right track there? Remember we were talking about 100%. Like the light and the darkness, and like there's gonna be different factions.
Dude, the Season of Opulence's lore. One of the biggest parts of it is Callus, if you know who that is, Emperor Callus.
Not off the top of my head. No.
It's an emperor for the Cabal.
Okay.
And he's on the Leviathan, which if you played Destiny 2 at all, it's one of the raids and stuff like that. He has this group called the Shadows, and in the lore that came out with Opulence, he gets it completely rejected from the Cabal Society by the guy that dies at the end of the vanilla Destiny 2, and he gets sent on Leviathan to the Void, and what he believes he talked to is the darkness embodied, like the way that the Traveler is the light. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we were kind of right,
so
bro.
He's coming giving gifts and talking about end days and the right way to be.
That's kind of awesome.
And he's eyeing our guardian as or the guardian that is the story as one of his shadows. So that's and the next main villain coming up is what I believe to be Oryx's sister, because it's just been hinted everywhere.
Do you think it's Eris?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It's a good theory, but I'm not 100% sure. She's the one that
Where she's like the
because like I don't know
right-hand man of the sister.
It's hard to say
Mm-hmm.
because that sister, what is her name? Slipped my mind. Whatever. That sister has communicated directly with you as a guise, as Eris.
Yeah.
There's also been an AI program.
So I'm saying she's
that
so
has
tied
communicated
into
with
them,
you.
like
Yeah,
it's crazy.
She's completely tied in with the Hive in general.
Yeah.
Just like the way that what's his face is tied in with the Vex. The Pharaoh guy with the Osiris.
Yeah.
Oh.
Gotcha. Yeah, Destiny 2 is definitely looking like a bright future ahead.
Yeah, dude.
Now. With that,
And
I'm so happy.
And once it's free, dude, it's the best time to hop in. Obviously.
Yeah, I'm so happy that they're falling off of Activision and like game, and then like in general, I'm happy to see the way that the games are going with the big publishers. Like even EA is kind of stepping back and going, all right, we got Respawn. Let's let them do their thing with Apex. Let's let them, have a tackle at Star Wars, and like they're kind of listening finally. Mm-hmm. To people, and I'm sure Bungie's been listening the whole time, but there was only so much they could do.
And they have a schedule.
Activision.
Yeah. Activision's very like that.
Yeah, Activision's very much like, we need money every year on the dot because we gotta beat last year's money. Yeah. And it's like, no, you don't.
It's a
you
rat
have
race.
plenty.
That's what I'm saying.
Do it right and get true fans. They'll give you more money once you get them.
Like I think they were required to make, like I think this Shadowkeep is the last that was required of them for the Activision contract.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Like I think that was it though.
Yeah.
Like, and since they stopped with Activision, they completely changed what the current DLC was.
Mm-hmm.
And they changed the format of everything, and they just kept that schedule, and now they're releasing it only as Bungie kind of thing.
It's interesting.
But like beforehand, it's just Activision's model was once every half a year. Expansion. And they probably made the majority of that game when Vanilla Destiny was one of the most frustrating video game experiences I've ever had.
It
really
good,
was,
but
though. It was good, and then you played it for 8 hours, and then, all right, cool, I'm playing with my friends now, and then you're just playing those missions over and over and over and over and over
hoping
again.
for another exotic
And that's
or this
it.
or that.
And that's literally it.
And then, now there's way more.
And there was one raid, that Vault of Glass, and then you had to wait until that first expansion came out to get Crota.
Yeah, I know. It definitely got frustrating. Well,
that brings me back to Avengers. If Avengers does that, I'm gonna be mad as shit.
Yeah, let's hope they don't. For real. Like, please, Square Enix, do it right. If you're listening.
On the same note, though, what if they added raids into that game?
Oh my god, it's gonna be incredible. Like you got Doctor Doom as and you have to get through like raid. his whole fortress and get through everything with all your characters customized, and you have to get them all souped up and set up.
Yo,
that would
be so amazing.
Dude, I swear to God, like
there's so many potentials and negatives to it.
Every multiplayer game will get just left behind if that game does that. Like it'll be over. Everyone will be playing. Like I have my boss, who's a 40-year-old guy, in my tech, late 30s, early 40s. My printing tech at work. He is like an older black guy, real like down to earth, like family type deal. Not really. He don't really mess with like he watches movies. Like that's it. You know what I mean? He likes Marvel. My man's like, I gotta buy a PS4 because I want to play Spider-Man. I gotta buy a PS4 for God of War. I gotta make sure I get a PS4 so I can play that Marvel Avengers game.
Yeah.
So you got like I was saying that like it's a very different world and different look on video games recently, and when you're bringing these kind of things in, like anyone will play. Yeah, like anyone will come in and play. Like you're gonna get people buying cheap PS4s late in the generation because they want this kind of stuff. Like it's gonna be interesting, man.
It's so exciting.
Everything about gaming's about to just blow through the roof. But I think that was a damn good podcast, and we're about an hour and a half in.
Really?
Yeah, we just killed it. Bottom right there. Yeah, I told you you'd enjoy it once you get into it. But thanks for watching, guys. As always, Rarity Games out, and keep on gaming. And peace out, guys. Have a good one.